Hello folks. So I'm taking a video of my Volkswagen Rabbit that I am currently trying to sell. And I wanted to start her up and take you on a walkabout of the car just so that you could have an idea of what you're getting into. So, hi, my name's Rye. I'm currently trying to sell my car so that I can buy a new car and get myself into a fair amount of debt. And because I'm moving to Alaska to start a PhD program come the fall. So unfortunately, my front-wheel drive car probably won't do it when I'm buried deep in who knows how much snow overall. So I'm trying to sell her. I'm based in Ames, Iowa, and I'm happy to drive down to Des Moines, but overall, I'm based here. So a little about Rabbit. She's served me well over the last 5 years that I've owned her. I bought her from a coworker in 2017, I want to say. 2017, when she had 69,000 miles on her belt. Now she's up to 109, so I put 40,000 miles on in the last 5 years, so about 8,000 miles in the last 5 years. So yeah, she's been a commuter car for a little bit of it while I was in community college, and she gets my groceries nowadays. So just going around, and she has a little bit of cosmetic damage from just living life. She has a dent right here from when my dad backed into it on the driveway. Thanks, Dad. And she has rust forming in the upper right panel. That's been growing since I got the car. The person I bought it from bought a replacement panel, but tried sanding this one and painting it, and that's why she's a slightly different color. I just replaced the lights in the front. One of them had just gone out, so just replaced those. Got the top shelf stuff, the good stuff. What else is new about her? So she has other fun things. So she's lowered. That is caused by the previous owner. He decided to get some racing style suspension. I have another set of suspension, which was not original to this car, but is the Volkswagen Rabbit suspension. I was driving along one day, and someone came up to me, just drove by and was like, "Hey, I rolled down your windows," and I did so, like a silly person, and they hailed me over and was like, "Hey, I used to have your car, I sold it, I also did a racing suspension setup," and they were like, the person who bought the car doesn't want the suspension, so they ended up just handing it over to me, which was nice. They met up with me one day in a parking lot and they passed it along. So as far as I'm aware, they've got very little use. It has a fun Gorilla Gear mat on it, and the blocks. What else is going on? So that's included with the car. She's got performance brake rotors. I only have one key for the car. That's what she came with. So we're gonna do a startup. I'm gonna quickly transfer. Oh, let's go tour the inside. So let's see what's going on here. So she's got the sunroof. That works. Bink. So she opens up. You don't need to turn the car all the way on. I've never had any leakage problems from it. And then it does a nice fun little vent thing. Yeehaw. Sunglasses holder. So you can do that. Nice mirrors. You can close those. Another mirror here. Lights. That one. So, another fun feature of the car. The head panel's beginning to come down. Wow, that's gone further in the last little bit. That's beginning to come down. I haven't decided to pin it yet. I wanted to put a new one in, but haven't gotten around to that. So let's start her up. Okie dokie. That is that showing? No, okay, we're gonna zoom in on those. So starts right up. I haven't driven her yet today. Just got back home from work. So she's got a cold start going on right now. Got brake lights and telling me that I haven't buckled my seatbelt yet. She's got CD player, of course. I've used this little doodad for Bluetooth. Happy to pass that along. And that just works with pressing the aux. There we go, aux. Glove compartment. I've maintained the service manual since I bought the car. What else? Fans blow. They blow hot, they blow cold. So what else? The previous owner put in this white panel up above for preventing the sunlight from being that damaging to your poor eyes. She's got some couple scuffs around there from just me moving a couple times in my college experience, going places, moving from Illinois all the way to Iowa. So let's go for a drive. She's been one of my favorite. I mean, she was my first car, so didn't really. Okay, let's see. Let's get her camera comfy. Cool. Let's go for a drive. She's manual, as you probably saw from the listing. So we're gonna go places. She lives on a gravel drive right now, so she's a little dusty on the outside, just from folks passing by. Hopefully, yeah. I haven't had any problems with the transmission ever. What else? I have had part of the engine replaced. Some cooling fans got replaced this last year. What else? I've had wheel bearings replaced. I've had the thermostat replaced and the what else? The coolant temperature sensor replaced recently. The brake pads, rotors, and the calipers in the back of the car. No, which ones? I think it was the back. Have just been replaced. One of the caliper sets was kept overall, but one of them was jammed when I was replacing brake pads in 2021 2022 while I lived in Iowa. So fairly recent set of pads on her. The tires have about 30,000 miles on them. I bought them when I bought the car, as we saw in the listing. As we saw in the listing, she comes with an extra set of wheels, those green Volkswagen ones. So when I bought the car, it had a basically bald set of tires on those, and I put tires on these gray wheels. So you estimated 20,000 miles on on the current tires. When I bought them, I didn't realize that the wheels weren't aligned, so there's a bald strip in the front on the inside. They haven't caused any problems for me, so we're gonna try to go on the highway. Sorry if you're just existing in this video, you might want to scroll through to that if you want to see how she gets up to speed. What else is there fun to know about this car? She had the front panel changed. It comes with the original one from the previous owner. He just wanted something different. fun features about this car as well. You can move the steering wheel forward and back, change the height of it as well, like so, for your convenience and adjustability. The fore and aft is controlled through some levers down below. Oh, I know a perfect place to go. We'll just head down this street, and that'll get us up to, I think the speed limit's 45 over there, so we'll get it going. She's so if you've Googled the Volkswagen Rabbit, you know that she's an inline 5 engine. According to Volkswagen, that means that she has the fuel efficiency of a 4, but the horsepower of a 6. What other fun things? Maintenance-wise, what have I done? I just had oil changed. I go to the LOF, liquid oil fuel, here in Ames for all of that. I've been on top of those. She takes synthetic, the like premium European stuff. I basically always pay $100 for an oil change. That's the fun part of owning a Volkswagen, I guess. She takes regular gas, so that's nice. That's not super expensive at the pump. What else is fun about my car? If I wasn't moving to Alaska, I'd still have my car, and I've tried to convince myself and my parents that it would be totally fine to drive this in the wintry north. They're not convinced of that at all. So that's rough. That's rough. We're gonna zoom that out a little bit. So I'm really sad. She's been really my dream car. I would say overall. She's of course got power windows, all that fun stuff. But she's really been a dream to me. I really am gonna miss this car. What else? What other fun features? You know she has cloth seats based on a picture that you saw, the first one you saw. 5-speed manual. So there's no cruising gear. She gets about on a highway. She gets about 30 miles to the gallon, and then routinely driving city about 23 miles to the gallon. I took her on a road trip down to the Ozarks over the summer, and I think she was getting closer to like 32 miles to the gallon on the highway down there. She gets best mileage when you're cruising at around 3,000 RPM. What else? Yeah, I'm moving to Fairbanks, Alaska, come July. So I'm hoping to sell her soon-ish, but I'm also not in a super rush. If it comes down to it, I don't get the offer that I need, I'm just gonna trade it to a dealership, and that's how it'll be. What else? So she's never been in any major accidents. I'm technically the third owner. The previous owner bought it from someone who was keeping it in showroom condition, supposedly, so I was told. And previously they did like a bunch of winterizing paints, and you can see it in the service manual when you buy the car. Okay, so we're gonna go in this lane, and we're gonna zoom a little bit. Yeah, the speed limit. She's fun. She's zippy. I love her being so low to the ground. You can really feel the pushback in the seats. But she also doesn't have very much rollover as well, so you'll feel like you're super in control. Previous owner had the interior out of the car for a long lot while he owned the car. So pretty much any damage that you see is from me. I'm sorry. I don't smoke, so she smells like a car, and not cigarette or vape smoke or something. But she's treated me really well. Showed you those performance brake rotors earlier. What else did I talk about? What other things have been upgraded? Other upgrades to the car. She has an air intake, a cold air intake. Of course she has air intake. Cold air intake that the previous owner added into the car. That essentially just allows for cold air, denser air to go into the engine and allow for better performance. So we're gonna turn around and get back home. So just going for a nice, lovely evening drive. What else can I tell you about my car? She's got daylight running lights that are always on, and then it's a manual little switcheroo. Hi. Yeah, sure, bud. Let's go home. Ooh, that's something else I wanted to mention about my car. She has great traction control. I have always adored how well she's performed over the winter. Here in Ames and Chicago, she's performed like a champ in all sorts of blustery weather conditions, despite being so low, which as far as her ground clearance goes, like I'm sure adding those other suspension that she comes with will help you get higher if that's something you're looking for. I personally haven't had a problem with the ground clearance in the car, just because, or not actually just because, but being a fairly outdoorsy person, I've taken her backpacking into some pretty rough terrain, some gravel roads that Mars rovers I think would have a hard time getting through, but she's been able to handle it like a champ, and so I've really appreciated that. What else can I tell you about my car? When we get back, I'll take you on a further adventure so we can see she's gotten up to temperature. Hopefully you can see that. I'm not gonna move you while I'm driving though. So she sits at 190 degrees. Campers. She's a 2009 Volkswagen Rabbit. Ooh. Just put her into fourth gear right there. That's a great choice for optimal traffic conditions. I've never had to replace the clutch. Supposedly the previous owner had the gearbox replaced for the first and second gears. I'm not entirely sure how that works. I'm not a car mechanic, I'm a geologist. But as far as that goes, the only thing I've ever noticed with that is that when on really, really cold days, before the car is warmed up, it's sometimes you just have to put the stick in the select spot carefully, or just like apply a little bit of force in order to get there, which I'm sure if you've driven any manual car, you're aware of this. I think she shifts really well. Overall, this is I've driven several manual cars in my day, and she shifts the best out of all of them. Coming to a stop. She's a hatchback. She's got a lot of storage space. I've moved several times with it and never really had a problem for my college life, my minimal belongings. Usually better to ask. If you have questions, I'm more than happy to talk about her. I love talking about the car. She comes with a couple miscellaneous like Volkswagen tools. A lot of Volkswagen repairs use things called triple squares. When I needed to replace the brake calipers, I needed to buy a set of triple squares. So those are in the back and will be staying with the car. She has a full spare tire in the back, as well as what else has she got back there? She has a jack in the back for if you have a tire replacement need. Other miscellaneous accessories. There's that side panel you saw in the pictures. Lovely, lovely car. Pretty much always has that like nice ambient engine noise. I drive mostly in the quiet because I'm probably a sociopath. So the speakers sound really nice when you get them going. Just because I haven't used them very much. Sorry about my setup for the rocking. It's not professional video setup by any means, just what we've got going on. I really hope this video goes well in just one take. Despite being lowered, I've never had any real problems with bottoming out on anything. I usually just take it slow wherever I'm going. She lived in Chicago for a while, so the speed hills that they consider speed bumps, those were a challenge. I would go over them at a diagonal so that I wouldn't scrape my bottom. Yeah, that's the Volkswagen. We'll do a walk around while she's still running. She's very quiet when you're not flooring it, so that's convenient. Cool. We're gonna do a walk around. With her still going, we'll open up some doors. Yeah. Gas cap. You didn't unlock it, you silly bean. Unlock button over yonder. Yeah, this is her in all her glory. Thanks for watching. Hope you're interested.